So in this program, let's see how to design a coffee machine. Let us say a user would like to order espresso, latte or cappuccino. Okay. Now, what are the challenges that we get in this program is one is user is going to enter coins. You have to count what is the total amount of money he has entered in coins. And if the money is less than the coffee value, then it has to show that money is insufficient and it has to refund the entire money. Second thing is, whenever you are ordering a coffee, then it should contain the enough resources in the coffee machine, like what is the water present and what is the coffee powder, what is the milk present. All of them have to be present so that you will be able to cater the request. If they are not present, we are going to say the resources are insufficient. Thank you, and refund the money. And the third is if the resources are present and if the money is fine, then we have to give the coffee. And once we make the coffee, you have to decrease the resources available in the coffee machine based on what type of coffee they have ordered. Each coffee has a different kind of resources requirement. I will show you that later. Now let's see initially the status of coffee machine. Even though we are asking for espresso, latte, cappuccino, there are two more inputs which we are not showing here. They will be available only for admins. Admin may be able to print, may be able to see report as well as he may be able to turn off the machine. Now let us say report. Now if you type the report, it is saying that the coffee machine has 300 ml of water, 200 ml of milk, 100 grams of coffee, and the current amount of money that the coffee machine has is 0. Let's try to order a latte. Please enter the coins is the input. Now let's try to enter the coins. How many 1 rupee coins? How many 2 rupee coins? How many 5 rupee coins? How many 10 rupee coins? I'm randomly entering it. So it is saying that change is 35 rupees. That will be refunded. And now here is your latte coffee. Enjoy. Would you like again it is asking would you like espresso, latte or cappuccino? Let's try to order one more latte. Now when I try to order one more latte, it is saying that there is no enough water. There is not enough water. Okay. Why? Because whatever water was available earlier, now it has decreased because of one coffee order, and for the second coffee, water was not present. Now let's see the report. You can see that water is available only 100 ml, and the amount of water required to do latte is 150 ml. I will show you what is the requirement by each kind of coffee later, but this is what is printed. Now let's try to. Now when you want to stop it, you have to off the machine. When you want to stop this program, you have to turn off the machine. So we are going to type off. When I type off, the program has exited with code 0. Okay. So what is this code 0 every time we are getting is this is the code that is going to be returned to the operating system, which says that the program is successful. So whenever you are trying to generate some error reports, then it is important. Okay. Now let's try to see the program. So first I have created a dictionary called menu, and in the menu there are 3 key value pairs. So it is very important that you understand the structure of the dictionary because we are going to use it in the program. So try to understand it, otherwise it will be confusing later. Try to understand this. So we are having 3 key value pairs here in the dictionary called menu. First key is espresso, and the value of the key is again a dictionary. Try to understand this. So menu is having espresso as a key, and the value of that key is again one more dictionary. In fact, 2 key value pairs. One key value pair is ingredients, whose value is again a dictionary, water and coffee. And then there is one more key value pair which is cost and file. So try to understand this. Menu has first key as espresso, and the value associated with that first key is again a dictionary, and inside that again there are 2 key value pairs, ingredients and cost, and ingredients is again having a dictionary which has all the ingredients. So if you observe it, Espresso needs 50 ml of water and 18 grams of coffee for the espresso, and the cost of it is 5. So this is in this entire structure, this is the information that is present. Similarly, latte has water of 200 ml, latte requires water of 200 ml, milk of 150 ml, and coffee of 24 grams, and the cost is 10 rupees. Here the cost is 5 rupees, here the cost is 10 rupees. Similarly, if you look at cappuccino, it is also having ingredients, and the ingredients are water, milk, and coffee, 250, 100, and 24, and the cost is 15. So you have to understand it carefully. Menu is a dictionary, okay, which is having three key value pairs: latte, cappuccino, and guava and espresso. Now, inside the key espresso, there is a value which is again a dictionary which contains two keys. One is ingredients and cost, and ingredients has again one more dictionary. Therefore, there are three levels of dictionaries we have here. Okay. Now, once you understand this structure, it will be very easy to write the code. Now, let's go to the code part. There is resources. So resources is again a dictionary which contains three keys and three values, and this resources says what are the resources that our coffee machine is currently having. Whenever anyone orders a coffee, we are going to subtract the resources. Okay. Now let's go to the program. So initially we are going to ask the user what he wants to order: cappuccino or espresso or latte. Okay. So what would you like to order? So we are giving him three options there: espresso or latte or cappuccino. And we want to keep taking these orders again and again. Therefore, we can keep this in a while loop. We can say while true. I want to keep on asking them again and again. Okay. No, let's try with while true only first. While true, then you know what will happen. If I run the program, it will keep on asking me again and again and again, right? So what would you like? Espresso, latte, or cappuccino? Let's say latte because it is easier to type. And again, it is asking us. Let's say again latte. So it will keep on happening again and again and again, right? So now what we want is there should be some mechanism by which we should turn off the cappuccino, and admin has to be given it. So only for admin, we are going to give one more option saying off. So if the admin types off, he is going to turn off the entire mechanism, okay, entire coffee machine. So let's read the input from the user. If the choice equal to off, we want to turn off the coffee machine. For that, we can use a variable here. So is on equal to true. Instead of directly putting true here, we are using a variable. Is on, and whenever the admin turns it off, then it is going to be false. Let's try to run it. What would you like? Latte, again latte. So it will keep on happening, and whenever the user turns off, the admin turns off, it is going to turn off. Now let's now go to the next step. Let's now see the next step where we have to generate a report. So when the user enters a report, he is admin. Okay. To admin, we are giving two options. One is off and other one is report. And to the normal users, they will always see these three: espresso, latte, cappuccino. Report will be typed only by the admin. Admin means the maintenance guy. Okay, the maintenance guy can see the report. So for that, we are going to use. So report is going to generate all this. It is going to show 1 minute. 1 minute. Report is going to show water, milk, coffee, how much it is remaining in the resources, and along with that, it is also going to show how much money it has collected so far. Since we don't have a variable which is going to show how much money we have collected so far, we are using the variable profit. So initially we will initialize to 0. Now let's generate a report. So if the user has entered report in the input, then we are going to generate the report. For that, we are seeing if the choice equal to report, then we are simply going to print whatever is in the coffee machine. How much water is remaining, coffee is remaining, milk is remaining, what is the total money it has collected so far. So water is, now it is in a dictionary, right? So resources, by using the key, by using this name and key name, you can access the amount of water. So resources of key name, we have to give key name is water here, and you can say ml, just in order to say that this much ml of water is remaining. Similarly, we have to do the same for milk, coffee. Here, 1 minute. So here there is a small error here. See, already we are having double quotes for the F string. Now again, when I am putting double quotes here, it is not able to understand it. So it is thinking that this part is a code, and that is why it is showing error. So when you have double quotes already outside, inside don't put double quotes, you put single quotes. Okay. Similarly, we have to generate water and then milk, coffee and money. We have to generate all those three. So milk is also in ml. Now you are able to understand how we are accessing dictionary members, right? So we have taken this example just to explain you how to use dictionaries and nested dictionaries. Now later we are going to use nested dictionaries also. And the coffee is again resources of coffee. So you have to understand that there are three keywords here. So this is a key, not keywords, key. So water is a key, milk is a key, coffee is a key. Okay. That is why water, milk and coffee are used here. Now we have to generate even the amount of money that is present. For that we have used a variable called profit. We can say money is profit. Money colon. Within curly braces we can say profit in rupees. Okay. Now let's try to run it and see. Let's try to see whether it is generated or not. Report. You can see that water, milk, coffee and money are actually generated. Now let's now go to the next step. Now let us see what happens if the user doesn't enter off or report. So these two options are given to the admin. If he enters off or report, we are going to generate the report or we are going to turn it off. Now if the user doesn't enter these two, then it means that he has entered one of these: espresso, latte or cappuccino. Now let us see what the user has entered and let us try to see what are required in order to make that particular coffee. Okay. Now let's go to else, which means he might have entered one of these. Now in this, Let's try to go to menu, and let's try to get that particular item which is a key in the dictionary. So menu of choice, try to understand this. Choice is what user has entered, which is one of these three keywords, and menu is a dictionary which has, which is one of these three keys, and menu is a dictionary which has these three as the keys. Now, using those keys, I'm trying to access the value. Let us see what will be printed. So I have taken the value inside drink variable. Why don't you see type of drink? It will show you. Just run it. Let us say latte. And type is a dictionary, which means the value of the key latte is a dictionary. Let's see what is there in the dictionary. Now, when you are typing latte, it is showing that it is a dictionary which is having two keys, ingredients, and the other one is cost. And now ingredients value is again one more dictionary which has water, milk, and coffee. Now, if you have to access either water, milk, or coffee, these keys, you have to use ingredients and then get into them. Okay, let's see that. Now, whenever a user enters some kind of drink out of these three drinks, some kind of drink, we have to first check if there are enough resources to make the drink. Okay, for that we'll write a function, and here we are writing a function to check if the resources are enough or not. Is resources sufficient? So to this function, we are going to pass the drink the user has entered. Now we have already, here you have to understand one thing. Here from the menu dictionary, already the value associated with the choice, with the drink, has already been taken. That is nothing but a dictionary which contains two key value pairs. One is ingredients and other is cost. Now, by getting into ingredients, we'll get into exactly what ingredients are required. Okay. So if you look at the dictionary, show the dictionary once. If you look at the dictionary, already it is containing ingredients as the key, and again one more dictionary as the value. Now this exact dictionary we want to send. This dictionary which is containing water, milk, and coffee, the ingredients required. This we want to pass. How can we access it? From the drink, we can use square braces ingredients. Okay. Now we are checking if resources are sufficient. We are passing drink, and the key we are taking as ingredients. Now the value of this ingredients key is a dictionary which actually contains ingredients that we are passing over here. Now we can loop there over the ingredients, and we can check. So already we know that inside the resources, which is a dictionary, there are already how many resources are available is already there. Show resources once. Here, already the resources available are there. Now we will check if the resources are sufficient or not here. Now, for each ingredient, so actually what we are doing here is, for each ingredients in the order ingredients. So for each ingredients in the drink, we are looping it, and we will check if the ingredients are sufficient or not. For each item, like water, coffee, and the other one is milk. Okay. For each item, we are checking if the order ingredients is greater than resources. If it is true, which means the order ingredients are greater than the resources available, then we have to say that the resources are insufficient. Sorry, there is not enough. Whatever resource that is, here it is item. So we are going to put item there. So sorry, there is not enough water. Sorry, there is not enough milk. Sorry, there is not enough coffee. Will be shown. And it is going to return false. Otherwise, if we have looped through all the ingredients and if they are available in sufficient order, then we are going to return true. Okay. Now, once we check whether the resources are equal, if the resources are sufficient, then we have to collect the money from the user. See, don't collect the money from the user unless the resources are sufficient. Otherwise, you will not be able to deliver the drink. Only after you check whether the resources are equal, then you are going to collect the money from the user. So here you can put an if condition so that we are checking whether the resources are sufficient. Only if it is true, then we go to the next line. Otherwise, it will be false. Okay. So now the next line is collect the money from the user. So for that we are writing one more function. Process the coins. So user can enter 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee coin, 5 rupee coins or 10 rupee coins. These 4 kinds of coins can be put. Now we have to convert everything into the total value. So if it is 1 rupee, we are going to multiply by 1. If it is 2 rupees, we are going to multiply by 2. Number of 2 rupee coins into 2. Number of 5 rupees coins into 5. Number of 10 rupee coins into 10. So that we will be able to know what is the total amount of money that user has given. So we are going to ask print insert the coins. In the function called process coins, we are asking insert the coins. Now user is going to insert 1 rupee or 2 rupees or 3 or 5 rupees or 10 rupees. For that we are using how many 1 rupee coins. How many 1 rupee coins? Similarly, you have to do the same for 2 rupees, 5 rupees and 10 rupees. And now everything has to be converted into an integer. Okay? Because we are talking about numbers here. Amount is nothing but numbers. So everything is converted into integers. Then we have to multiply them by the correct number. 1 rupee will be multiplied by 1, 2 rupees will be multiplied by 2, 5 rupees will be multiplied by 5. Now we will multiply the numbers. There is no need of multiplying 1. Okay. Then 2 has to be. See, here user is entering some number of coins which are 2. Then what is the amount? 2. So when you are writing total, we have to put total equal to plus equal to. You have to add everything up. Okay. So here you have to put plus equal to. Plus equal to. So that we are going to get the total amount of money. Right. And we are going to return that total. And we will call this method and we will get the total and we will capture it in payment. So payment equal to this collecting the coins has to be done only when resources are sufficient. That is when we are putting in the if condition. Okay. Now that we have received the payment from the user, there are 2 conditions that might happen. One is user might have given more money. In that case, more money compared to the cost of the drink. In that case, we have to give him the change. Second is user might have given less money compared to the cost of the drink. In that case, we have to say sorry to the user. Sorry, the money was insufficient. Some message like that we have to explain. Okay. So now let's try to write a function for this which checks what is the payment given by the, or what is the coins inserted by the user, and what is the cost of the drink, and it compares both. So let's try to write a function. Now the function is transaction successful. Only if it is successful, there is a spelling mistake, successful. Is transaction successful, and it is going to take two parameters. One is what is the money entered by the user, so that is money received, which is nothing but payment. We have stored it in payment, if you remember. And then what is the cost of the drink, that is already in the dictionary. From the drink, if I write cost, then it is going to come. I'll show you that. So we have two parameters, money received and drink cost. Now we will check if money received is greater than or equal to drink cost, then we have to give him some change. And also we have received the payment, and so we have to increase the money present in the coffee machine. Okay, we will do that. So if the money is greater, then we are returning true, else we are returning false. Else we are printing a statement also. Sorry, that is not enough money. So if the money is less, then we are refunding the money, and we are returning false. Now, if the money is greater than the cost of the drink, we have to receive the money and also update what is the total money present in the coffee machine. So if you remember, we have used a variable called profit. Okay, that which is a global variable. So here there is profit. So we have to increment the profit by the drink cost, not by the money received. You might do this mistake. If you type, increment it by money received, that may be greater than the cost of the drink. You cannot charge that. You have to return it. So only we have to enter drink cost. Now if you observe it, there is a squiggly line here, red squiggly line. There is an error. It means that it is an error. Why is it an error? Is profit is a global variable, and now you are operating in the local scope, and profit is in global scope. If you have to use a global variable in the local scope, you have to use the keyword global. Global profit. And also he has given extra money, right? Greater than or equal to means it might be extra also. In that case, you have to return the change. Now, what is the change that you have to return? Whatever is the money received minus the drink cost, that change you have to return. And you are going to print that the change is returned. Whatever the change is, we are writing it here. So that much amount is returned. Okay. Now let's try to call the function. We have not called the function yet. We have just written the function. The definition is over, but calling is not yet done. So we are calling it here. Is transaction successful? Now payment is what money we have received. Here we have already received it. And now in the drink is a dictionary now which has two key value pairs, right? One is ingredients and the other one is cost. One is ingredients and the other one is cost. So we are going to write cost here so that the cost will be forwarded. Now this is how we are going to process the information. Now let's try to run it. What would you like? Latte. It is asking us to enter the coins. Now change will be given. So 61 rupees change is given in this case. If I have entered these many coins, generally this won't happen. These many coins people will not enter, but just for the sake of understanding. Now let's try to add one more latte. Please insert the coins. Let's try to add insufficient coins. 1 rupee 1 and 0 and 0. Sorry, there was not enough money. Money is refunded. Let's try to generate the report also once. Whenever you're writing a big program, it is very important that you run it in middle as much as possible. Let's try to see the report. Now the report says that money is 10 rupees here. If you see money, it is showing that it is 10 rupees. Why? Because we have already ordered one latte whose cost is 10 rupees. So all these things we have done with the money we have received. Okay, so now let's go to the next step. Now there is only one part remaining in the program. So we have to update the resources of the coffee machine. So what I mean to say is, whenever a coffee has been successfully ordered, see we are checking two conditions. If you observe here, if the resources are sufficient, we are checking, and also we have to check if the transaction is successful. Let's put an F there. So after that, we have to update the resources because coffee is successfully made. So the resources will deplete uh, in the coffee machine. So what we have to do is we have to decrease the number of resources or the amount of resources within the coffee machine. Further, we are writing one more function. See, this is the resources dictionary. Water, milk, and coffee. We have to update them because the order was successful. So let's try to update it. We are writing one more function. Make coffee. So coffee is now being made. Therefore, we have to do changes. So for this, I am giving two parameters. One is the name of the drink, which is in the choice if you observe it, and the other one is the ingredients. What is the ingredients of the drink, which is order ingredients. I am writing it here. Now, in the ingredients of the drink, we are going to loop through all the keys and getting the values. So each of the key is nothing but water, coffee, and milk. We are looping through all of them and we are decrementing the resources available based on the order size. Okay, the type of the order based on the resources required. I am decrementing the resources. Now, one thing you might have observed here, resources is a hold on once. Resources is a global variable. If you see it, the resources dictionary is a global variable. Okay. But then we are actually able to modify it inside a local scope. So remember this, in case of dictionaries, we can actually access global variables and modify them without using the keyword global. Okay, remember this. So finally we are typing, here is your coffee. Whatever drink name they have given, we are typing, here is your drink, and we have added a small emoji there. Let's try to call that function, make coffee. So the name of the drink is in choice, that is what user has entered. And then within the drink here, there is a dictionary. So ingredients I am giving, drink of ingredients will give the ingredients. Now let's try to run it. Latte we entered. Let's try to give enough money. Change is 62 rupees. Here is your latte. And again, let's try to generate a report. Now you will see that the resources have been decreased. The whatever the initial resources were, they were decreased here. Okay. And the money is 10 rupees available in the coffee machine. Now again, let's give latte. So it will not go through because there is no sufficient water there for latte. Okay. Thank you.